Peekaboo, hi! Salut Juma! Hey, Otto! That's a surprise, hi! You told me you weren't sure you would be able to make it today. Hey Lana! Let me know guys if you can hear and see. Hi Lee! I almost spat my coffee. Hi Judy, hi Heather, hi Dan. Hey guys, it's so nice to see everyone. Hey Alina, hi. That poor book. Hey Stevie, hi Christella, hi San. Hey guys, since you are all there, I have a question for you. Perhaps you can help me. I have this book, which is obviously a second-hand book, and it's relatively old and relatively worn, and the signatures are holding, but the glue has definitely dried and cracked, and it's like they're like bits of glue falling. And I was wondering if you guys know of perhaps a good tape that I could use to like glue these together before the signature gave up. Because I am not sure I want to use like regular tape for that, and I already had to cover the cover with adhesive plastic, which is not my favorite thing to do, but it was falling apart here. You know, there's a big crease in this part here, and it was splitting apart, and I decided that it was time to cover it up with plastic. But yeah, I was looking at bookbinding supplies, but I have no idea if the tapes they sell would work, and the only sort of hinging tape I have is craft colored. It works well, but I would perhaps want to put something that's maybe white in there rather than craft colored. Like most pages have this margin, which is really a good thing if I decide to glue some of these back together, but yeah, I would rather have something that's white rather than something that's brown. Yeah, I'm kind of... I think I messed up replacing the cover because I just covered it with plastic. With adhesive plastic. I have PVA glue. But yeah, I was more thinking about using tape to sort of attach these together. Anyway, I'll see. I guess as long as the tape is acid free, it's okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. It's really fun book. It's a bit old, so it's, you know, all black and white. But it's really good collection of pattern reference. Book repair tape, is that gonna... Hi Holly, by the way. Is that gonna like have a good hold on this? I shouldn't put the book in a place where it's gonna fall down. I'm taking notes. How is everyone this week? This Saturday? Nick the Booksmith. Since there is a gap when you open it, what about drizzling tape in the gap? It opens up. Yeah, that could be a thing. All right, I will. Drizzling glue. Yeah, I figured because it's kind of hard to drizzle tape. I'm also very, very tired, so we can have a meeting of the tireds. I am a tired. Oh my gosh. Tired and barely passing as human. This is why these our community meetups every Saturday are a blessing in a way, because we can all get together, we can all socialize, and we don't have to look presentable, and we don't necessarily have to be nice all the time. Like, well, especially you guys. Like, between typing, you can be mad, you can cry, you can do almost anything you want, and it's still fine. Like, it gives you this sort of maneuverability, a word, so that you can, like, you don't feel too pressured about you know, all this social pressure of presentation and words. I have a coffee today because, yep, that's the level of tired. I think Mr. E is like unavailable to attend to the washing machine. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, zombie cats! That's such a cute idea. And, like, it's gonna be Halloween soonish. I can say it's gonna be Halloween soon because all the Halloween stuff is in stores. A collection artist... Stevie says, a collection of artists is a tired of humans. I agree. I agree. Raise your hand if you agree. I agree. Oh, that's awesome, Tsukabu. Yeah, moving is really, really tough. Alright. Train of thought is gonna be difficult today. Oh, I'm sorry, what? Otto says that she went into a supermarket this week and they had Christmas stuff. Wow. Is it because... is Halloween less of a thing in England? What? Oh no, Dan. Oh my gosh. Yeah, needs to be December for. I mean, I know that November 1st will have they will be taking down all the Halloween stuff and putting up all the Christmas merch. But still, for me, I don't think about decorating for Christmas until December 1st. But yeah. Halloween is different because I actually really love Halloween. And I don't really I don't really care much for Christmas nowadays. Like as a kid it's a really fun holiday because you receive gifts. But as an adult, you don't necessarily get gifts really because if you need something during the year, you just get it. Like you don't have to wait for a special occasion where like people are buying you things. Technically, as an adult, you earn money, so I said technically, and because I know circumstances can vary, but you're more in charge of whatever you decide to buy and whenever you decide to buy it. Also, Christmas is insane for all the shopping and everybody is going crazy over getting stuff for people, and it's a bit ludicrous at times, especially this like Black Friday. I cannot wrap my mind around the concept of trampling people to get a TV at a discount. I'm sorry, what? Hollow Thinkness. Tsukabu says, here in the US we have Thanksgiving, but some years we see Christmas stuff before Halloween, so we just call it Hollow Thanksmas as a joke. No, Stevie, I'm not saying I decorate on December 1st. I say that I start thinking about it on December 1st. Sometimes there was a couple of years where I did not even did not even set up the tree because of the cats. They would try to eat the plastic tree because I don't know. All right, so zombie kitties. Oh no, poor Bruiser. Heather says that Bruiser scared the poop out of her the other day. He tried to get up to a little shelf with spices and recipe books. He jumped up to the vent hood and slid off. He ended up falling end over end. Oh, he was doing flips and Heather thought for sure he was hurt. Oh, poor baby. Zombies are kind of gross, so I'm trying to think of ways to... Yeah, Bruiser is not kidding. It's no wonder that cats have 9 lives. Well, Dan, I assume you mean a fur baby, right? Right? Right. Oh, sorry, I kind of slurped in the mic. That's kind of gross. And do zombie cats eat human brains? Hey, Grouchy, hi. I'm trying to think up of a... I've been watching the videos of a channel on YouTube that's called Kill Count. And basically the host goes through horror or slasher movies, and he sort of retell the way people die in those things. And I was sent a link to one of the Final Destination ones, which is kind of really, like, I'm not super into watching it because it's kind of gory and gross and I don't really like that, but I laughed a lot listening to it because these movies, they really like make these things happen in ways that don't make any sense. But I'm mentioning it because I'm trying to come up with a zombie look for like a cat zombie Halloween costume, and all I have in my head is really gory stuff, and it doesn't really combine. And I'm like, I don't want to make something super gross or super gory. I just want to keep it really happy and cute. But I'm like, how do I figure this out? Aww. Titus Andronicus, what is that? Oh no, Dan. How you could do... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm like, how would... Like, I'm trying to... like, dressed up for Halloween, that would work much better, because I'm trying to think of the way people portray zombies. And it's kind of a tough concept to do in a... Like, if you... Most cartoony zombies I can think of, they are either real zombies, like if you think of Plants vs. Zombies. Like, it's not someone dressed as a zombie, it's an actual zombie. Or I was thinking of a cute cat character from like Sanex or Sanrio that's a zombie. I don't think it's Sanex or Sanrio, but it's the same kind of... It's like Hello Kitty, the same kind of cutesy stuff. But I think the cat in that specific franchise is also a real zombie, technically. So... all I can think of is a kitty with paws stretched forward going meow. That's so good. Aw, Jazz would dress up as her toy carrot. Aw. I still need to see what that toy looks like. It's a super gory play by Shakespeare that has a death or dismemberment about every 5-10 minutes. And also has a your mom joke in it. Okay. Hey Val, hi. I don't think I've ever read any Shakespeare. It's just not really part of the French Canadian literature curriculum. Trick or treat for catnip treats. Aw. Or like dried meat jerky. They would get Slim Jims. What's another one that cats would love? Oh, you know, the single portions of butter. You know, either the the small cubes thingy wrapped in foil, or the plastic with the cover. that would be a good treat for cat. Any kind of small container of cream. You know those shelf-stable creamer and whatnot. The cream. What else? Canned sardines. Aw. Cats are so silly though. Well, I don't think it's silly. I think it's instinct, but they really go for the very calorie dense stuff. Oh, good luck trying to get my cats in costumes. Cats are aliens. There's definitely something there. I really like following up on the alien conspiracy stuff because it's highly entertaining. And oh, I can't remember the name though. But there was this big drama not too long ago where some French guy had supposedly discovered a mummified alien, and it was kind of a really bummer of a situation because, of course, he did not discover aliens. He did not discover an alien, of course, but the way the Huaqueros put the alien mummies together is, I think they would technically find mummies of a really young child, human child, and they would do some sort of Frankenstein job to put a cat's skull and like rearrange the bones, and it makes no sense whatsoever to like when you look at the biology of the skeleton in the mummy, it's nothing. It's just Frankenstein bones together. It makes no sense. There's nothing that works in there. But like, yeah, they use cat skulls to make it look more alien-y. But also stop killing cats. Well, I guess they could have found mummified cats, but still, leave cats alone. For Pete's sake. Naruto Run invade Area 51. That's a nightmare thing. Yeah, it's really messed up. I think they would find mummies like of non-important people, like regular mummy, and just, well, I think it's kind of messed up to mess with any kind of skeleton to try to sell the idea of aliens to strangers. Okay, I need suggestions of what the cats could be dressed as. Well, that's not exactly a costume though. Did we really eat mummies? I know we use mummies for paint, but I don't think we ate them. Was it some sort of medicine? Tubes of paint. That's my costume. mean, you can eat so much candy if you're dressed up as a tube of paint. No one's ever gonna know. Unless it's a sexy tube of paint. They used to eat mummies, really? For elf benefits. Granted, radioactive water was also a thing people ate historically. Yeah, and face paints were full of lead and... oh yeah, the sort of... The first development of medicine are absolutely insane. Sexy tube of paint, nah. No, tubes of paints are not sexy. I'm just making fun of the trend to have a sexy version of every single disguise out there. I saw a sexy Sherlock Holmes, which was of course on a woman, and nope. Nope. A lot of people in the Victorian times also ate with plates made of mercury. But why? I know people played with mercury because it has interesting characteristics. Catch me walking past as a dummy thick paint tube. Ah, I would be like one of those, you know, the ones that have the chemical reaction that makes them like eventually explode, like they have gas in That would be my costume. I am the bloated tube paint. That's me. And it would be like opera pink or something. Okay, let's have one of them be a pirate. Because I can. Yar. I'm talking like you know the cheap costumes, most common stuff that we get to see. Because let's face it, I mean, most of us, I know I can speak for myself though, but I never really had like I had one Cinderella costume that I really loved as a kid. But, you know, it was still an Halloween costume. It was made so that you could wear your winter coat underneath because, hey, Canada. And it was, you know, like, it was I loved the costume, but it was still cheaply made because they really want to make money out of this stuff. The story of tomatoes being poisoned came from the fact that they would eat acidy tomatoes on lead plates. They ate a lot in silver plates and cutlery, and there was quite a bit of poisoning from that. Oh, really? Huh. Oh yeah. The They use radioactive paint because it would glow in the dark to paint clock faces, like portable clocks. Oh, because they are good one. A new paintbrush costume. Does that include the plastic tubing Like, would you have to wear the, like, you tie your hair in a point and you put some plastic tubing over your face, a blank sketchbook, and you get everyone to sign the costume. Sexy paint tube and paintbrush. Oh, Heather. Fig paint tube unite. Yep. Oh no, clowns are very creepy. Your mind just detoured to the gutter. Oh no. Oh no. Mr. E watched Pennywise, it recently with Pennywise. I know I can't watch it because it's gonna leave too much of an impression on my brain and I'm gonna have really weird dreams after that. So I would rather not watch it because it's too close. It's right in this weird area of realistic enough yet weird enough. Like, it's just in this sort of middle section of it where I really I get really impressed by it, like, in my brain, and I have really weird dreams after that. So I can live without that. Pennywise was the mythic. I don't know. I love that he, the actor who plays Pennywise, totally scared Bill Hader with his face. Apparently the actor who plays Pennywise can move his eyes separately, like in opposite direction, I think, anyway. And the other actor, Bill Hader, thought that it was a special effects, so he went to ask Mr. Pennywise. He was like, "Hey, that special effect is really neat. How do they do it?" And he just did it in front of him, and you can see the pictures, and Bill Hader just fled the scene screaming, and it was really, really funny. If it could happen, it's very scary. Yeah, that's kind of why I struggle a lot with zombie things. No, I don't think zombies would happen, but they look like they could in most movies, while all the like ghost stuff doesn't scare me. Like there's a bunch of things that don't really scare me because I'm like, it doesn't exist, but everything that is a bit too real in its treatment kind of messes me up. Hey Jill, hi! Jill says, my son came up with the idea for a scary evil clown costume for Halloween this year, and my husband and I were immediately a hard no to that. That's a good idea. I think psychopaths and I'm thinking of a proper word, but psychopaths and problematic human beings have sort of ruined clowns for everyone else. He was imagining wearing a skeleton face mask. I kind of did something like that one year. Because I had part of a sort of a... I don't know, it's not exactly a clown, it's like a Pierrot or a Polichinelle costume. And I had a skeleton costume, so I mashed the two of them. I think that could be the thing. Otto says, I wonder if he used to have a lazy eye that he learned to correct. That's what I'm thinking it is. Also, can we take a moment to sort of realize that that Papa Skarsgård had a lot of kids, and like a lot of them are actors? And I was like, what? And I googled it, and he had like 8 kids, and I was like, whoa! Papa Skarsgård! There was a funny quote about that on his wiki page. But yeah. I like big tubes that I can't deny. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, zombies, they don't really work for me. Like, even Shaun of the Dead was borderline. Oh, that's cute. Tsukabu says, one year my mom made me a Hobbes costume from Calvin and Hobbes and that was fun. That's adorable. The Skarsgård are like the Hemsworth. Yeah, except the Hemsworth are all hot. While the Skarsgård vary a bit more in charisma and sex appeal, I would say. If I can say that. Hey, Ellen. I keep putting H's everywhere, but Ellen, hi. Heather asks, oh my god, have you guys seen the insurance commercial with the Mayhem guy? There is a new one with him as a cat, which is so flipping accurate. I don't think I've seen that. Oh my gosh, Grouchy, that's a good one. Grouchy says, spooky Halloween costume idea, my crippling insecurities. Can I dress as anxiety for Halloween? Yes, this was a sketch of Jazz. I wanted to add in her carrot toy, but I have yet to check out what it looks like. Get outside of your comfort zone, they say. I'm already out of bed, I say. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, it looks like a carrot. Like, you have an actual carrot that has like super long thingies and leaves, and then you have, it could be like a flat kind of carrot with like stylized leaf. Like, I don't like, I don't, a round fat carrot. But is it basically like a cylinder? Like a... Yeah. Oh no! Ellen! I can't wait for the weather to stabilize to cool. I'm really fed up with like, oh, nice weather around 15 Celsius, and then you get to the weekend and it's like 30. It's like, no! Alright, I can do this. No, I'm gonna draw one as a vampire. We kept making jokes about Scout being a vampire the whole morning. Why am I so slow today, honestly? The bunny culotte, possible vampire bunny. Oh, Grouchy, you could just keep the wrappers and rewrap and unwrap and rewrap and unwrap. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a kitten dressed as a witch. Trying to go with the very classics. But now I'm like, what are witches wearing now? I've seen so many modern witches that I don't remember what the good old cheesy witch costume is about. I think it has like a black sort of dress with those like jagged sort of ends. Alright, let's do this. Oh, good, Ellen has it. Striped socks, black dress that looks like a pilgrim, pointy hat, buckle shoes. I wonder where that sort of look is from. Like what it's a mix of what? Think like Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, well, you assume that I know a lot about the Wizard of Oz. I don't. Oh yeah, probably that. Ellen says, from the witch trials in the 16th century. Puritans dressed like that, kinda. I wonder where the stripy socks. Thinking that one is maybe Wizard of Oz. Those poor witches. They were not witches one bit. I don't know if it's a real thing that happened or not, but I've heard many times about this this thing where they would toss a witch, like they would bind her up and throw in water, and they were like, well, if you drown, you're not a witch. And I'm like, wait, that's really stupid. That's kind of a really stupid way to check something. Oh, gross, grouchy. Yuck. That's not a good look. Yeah, Logic said so long back then. Definitely. Hey, we're gonna burn you up. If you don't die, then you're a witch. Like, wait. Ducking stools? What's that? Do I want to know? If you drowned, you were okay. If you lived, you had to be burned at the stake. Can't win, right? I'm not... I'm in a weird place in regards to Harry Potter now, but... I kind of like the very little nudges that were here and there to... You know, like when they mentioned the witch trials, and they were like, they would pretend to be burned up, and you know, they like if it was all a lot of acting for the sake of the Muggles, and I kind of thought that was really funny in a way, but I think it's also a bit it doesn't make me super comfortable to think of it that way. Like, I kind of feel it's a bit it's funny, but I'm not sure. I'm like, is it this sort of disrespectful in a way? Is it sort of kind of clears away, like just brushes aside the whole thing that really happened? And I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know about Harry Potter anymore. Let's see if I can take this sketch that I kind of like and turn it into an actual drawing. Heather. I think the part we actually don't know is that Heather is a real life Disney princess. And basically, like, all animals just flock to her. Heather doesn't have to sing. Doesn't even have to sing. She's a creature magnet. She definitely is. It still makes me laugh just how much Bruiser is exactly like Linus in the way he chose his humans. Basically just walked up to someone and went meow 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 meow, rub 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 rub, and it's like, look at me, I am cute. And you're like, well, you're really cute. This sweet boy is doing well, by the way. Yeah, walked up and said, you will take me in. Yep. I'm so cute, you can't say no. And you're like, darn it, you're right, I can't. Has anyone been watching the Dark Crystal series that's on Netflix? No spoilers. First of all, we haven't finished it, but also if anyone hasn't seen it yet. So spoiler free, but I'm curious to know if anyone has watched it. It's not animation. The Dark Crystal series is the worst animation I've ever seen. It's not animation. It's puppets, but it's not animation. It's puppets. It's like Sesame Street. I couldn't make it past the first episode. The animation was so awful. Oh, poor Grouchy. Well, it's the worst puppet I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, you need to see more puppets. I personally, I am not super attached to the design because it's like, even if in the movie, like the way the creatures, the gelfling, they have like this super prominent, like their nose is all the way here and their mouth is all the way here and the eyes are like super back, and I'm like, this is so freaking weird. But yeah, aside of that, premise, it's a series that takes place before the events of the movie The Dark Crystal that was made in 1982. It's yeah, it's a really simple premise in a way. Like the world needs saving, and what makes me really feel weird about the way it looks and the puppetry is that they don't have any lip sync. Like basically, it really feels, you know, like a sock puppet. Like the mouths, they go like bop 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 bop. They don't form vowels. They don't form consonants very well. So it's kind of weird to watch them talk, and at times I know that I struggle to recognize the emotions in the face of the puppet, but that's something that I know I have a problem with. I think as far as the way they've made it kind of modern and integrated some 3D elements here and there, and I think it's a really nice, like I like the whole of it. I think it's interesting, and I'm really impressed that they managed to make it happen in 2019, because yeah, I don't think there's been a puppet movie of that scale and scope in quite some time. It's a big thing, really. Is that a real problem? What is the lip sync? I don't think it's a real problem for a lot of people, but I studied in animation and I had to work with lip sync, so it's just weird to me to see something that is a made-up creature. I know it's puppets, but it's in concept, it's something we see a lot in animation, and sometimes they don't, like, it's just weird because they sometimes I sort of I'm hit by the fact that they basically go womp 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 like that. And the voice actors are really good, and they have like really nice voices, so the delivery of the dialogue is good, but it's seeing the puppet go like this that I'm like, wow. It has a lot of nostalgia factor, yeah. I can't see emotions in puppets. Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, if you've watched what's the actual name of that movie? It's Kubo and the something strings. That's stop motion and I mean CG for some elements, but 99% stop motion, and it's really different because in stop motion, you can take a moment to really have the proper expression on the character when you take the image. But with puppets, it's not exactly the same. Like if you think of the Muppets or Sesame Street, Kubo and the Two Strings. Thank you. That's what I was trying to remember. But that's if you haven't seen that movie and you have a chance to, I really recommend it. If only for the beauty of it, because that's entirely stop motion and it's just like flipping. It's like, wow, I can't believe everything they managed to do with stop motion. It's really impressive. Everything that's Laika Studios. They've done stop motion quite a few movies. They did Paranorman, which was really nice too. Yeah, anything Laika makes is just. But I haven't seen Missing Link yet. That's their latest one. I don't know why everyone decided to make Bigfoot movies all of a sudden. Yeah, Coraline was nice. It's not personally not my favorite. I don't know why. I kind of grew up with a lot of that sort of dark, edgy stuff with Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach. And we had Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands and all this kind of Burton-esque stuff, and I'm just really fed up with it now. Coraline is a tiny bit too much like that for me, but it still is a really, really impressive movie. You can buy sparkly newticles. Really? Havoc. Heather, it seems Havoc always has the zoomies during the live stream. That's like a recurring thing. It's like, oh, zoomies time. She's so cute. So funny. Totally black eyes from pupils getting larger. Oh my gosh, what? Have you ever thrown her a catnip during a zoomie? Like, would it make it the mega zoomie? Really makes me laugh because every cat has the zoomies, and for our cats, when Scout has the zoomies, she will often like propel herself from the wall. So we can be in the bathroom and you will see a black shape cross the doorway, like from one side to the other, at about 3 feet in height, like whew, and then she will run off. Are sparkly neuticles for your vampire neuters. Ooh. That's really funny, Tsukabu. Tsukabu says that their cat won't announce his zoomies. Sometimes how we know is he'll be sitting calmly and all of a sudden it's like he just can't keep it in, then springs like a jackrabbit 2 feet in the air and takes off. Yeah, I don't know why running on the walls is a thing. All cats are ninjas. Aww. Lee says, our first apartment we had 2 long hallways and slippery floors. Baby Neuron, the cat, couldn't run on the floor because his fluffy paws would slip out. So he learned to just launch himself at warp speed at walls to get around. We have tiling on the floor here, so it's a very sort of slippery surface in a way. And I keep thinking that if we ever move to a place that has rugs, we're gonna find like cat holes in the walls because they will be so used to, you know, having to run in place to get started, that if they end up having some sort of grip on the floor, it will just propel them at light speed. And they will like go through walls. The launch of walls things was incredibly effective. Oh, watch out for smart cats to figure out that feet make great starting blocks. Ugh. Oh wow. Cats are pretty creative when it comes to locomotion. Getting from point A to point B. I'm trying to think if I want to do something like suggest some sort of background. Did I? Yeah, of course I nudged the camera because... What's your favorite fall food? Something that you usually just eat during fall. So Tsukebu says spiced cider, pumpkin pie, peach cobbler. That's still pretty good. Dan says everything. Lee says I'm a big fan of a lot of fall foods. Ellen says freshly harvested apples. Oh, that's a good one. Lee says definitely cider and pies. What's a huckleberry milkshake? Pumpkin soup. What's cider? Technically, is it just sparkly apple juice? Oh, ginger biscuits, that's a good one. Sour cream apple pie with cinnamon streusel topping. Hey, Box of Paint, hi! I hope you're having a great weekend too. It depends if alcoholic or not. Is there a variant of cider that is non-sparkly? Okay, it's mulled cider, thicker apple juice, sweeter, served warm with cinnamon. Huh. Okay, so a huckleberry milkshake is vanilla milkshake with fresh huckleberry mixed in. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what a huckleberry is. The best cider is English. I beg to differ. I know that Canada has a lot of good apples, so we have to have good cider somewhere. Hopefully. It's like a bit more milder than the blueberry, smaller and purple rather than blue. Hey, Eliza! Hi! Well, a mulberry is just kind of a really elongated blackberry, and it grows in a tree rather than in a bush. Mulberries are so weird. Alcoholic apple cider is also delicious, but a different thing. Do you guys have, oh, what do they call it? Ice cider? It's basically when they leave apples on the trees for the first frost. They let the apple freeze, and then they harvest those apples to make sort of a alcoholic cider out of it. Do you guys have cherry jelly? Not here. I wonder if perhaps the western coast of Canada has it, because they possibly grow cherries more over there. But over here, we mostly have apples. Then if you go a bit west to Ontario, they have pears and peaches and probably nectarines as well. And after that, I don't know. But I know that the like the British Columbia area possibly has cherries. Ooh, Cortland apples. They make two sorts of ice wine. There is grape ice wine, which is basically leaving the grapes to freeze on the grapevines and then collecting that and making wine out of it, and they do the same with apples. Hey, Cyan, hi! Oh, you've got cherries in Ontario. Okay, okay, good to know. Do you make jelly out of those cherries? Because I know over here we have apple jelly, but that's because we produce an insane amount of apples. So I figured that possibly other places have other jellies. Yep, that's a Fude nib sailor. That's the really, really sharp one. Is it 55 degrees? Oh man, I wish I could send you some, Lee. We have apple ice wine. They call it ice cider. You can jelly anything if you're brave enough. Why do you need to be brave to jelly stuff? It's not a very expensive pen. I think it's about $10. I think the converter is almost more expensive than the pen itself. Really deep fry. Oh my god, what did you try to jelly, Ellen? When I was a really young kid, when I was like 5, we went to Florida to Disney World, and the hotel where we stayed, you know, they always have these single serve container of jams, and where we were, they were containers of grape jelly, and I had never had grape jelly before, and I was so smitten with it. That's basically all I ate on toast for breakfast while I was in Florida. It was grape jelly. I was mind blown. It was like sweet jam, but without any chunks. I don't mind chunks in jam, mind you, but I was like, I remember being fascinated by the look of it. You know, this clear jelly that's super sweet on bread, on buttered bread. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. That's a good question. Otto says, I have no idea why YouTube censors are having an issue with the word fude. I am not the most knowledgeable urban dictionary person, but I'm trying to think, why would fude be? Oh, I love the Twisby Go in clear. That's funny because science says something about F word and nude fused together, but nude goes through fine, apparently, unless Otto is like lightning quick with the approvals, which, you know, is possible. So yeah, I'm still experimenting with this pen and its bent nib, and it's really, it's kind of strange to use it on cold press arches paper because, as you can see, it makes for a really textured line because it catches in all the texture of the paper. If you hear weird noises, I think the neighbor upstairs is vacuuming. Or like Heather is super duper quick. Fude, Fude, Fude. I don't know what Fude stands for. That's true. I had forgotten about that. Yeah, I had to make Heather a mod. Well, I'm glad that Heather is a mod, but it was much simpler to make Heather a second mod than to try and, you know, clear everything she says, because it would always be caught in the sensors. Oh my gosh, I made the eyes a really different size, but that's a kid-made costume, right? Kids, they can't do anything properly. Fude is brush in Japanese. Fude brush pen. I guess it's like chai tea. I thought chai meant spices. I think it's interesting that they call that this is a Fude fountain pen, because it's not exactly a brush, but I also have the other angle of nib, but it's almost just like a regular pen, because the angle is really not the same. I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the camera, but like one is basically like this and the other one is like this. So this one, yeah, I can make sort of broader stroke with it, but it's not as intense as the green one. Chai is just tea. Oh, masala is spice. That's why I got confused. Well, this one is like a bit more, has a bit more variation. Yeah. Oh, chai tea. Tea tea. Tea tea tea. Tea 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 tea. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I guess it's the same if someone says matcha tea or genmaicha. Spiced masala chai tea, which is spice tea tea. Spice tea tea. I feel like that should be a music band or something. Spice you do. I think it's probably that. Could it be that masala chai tea was often used together, and at some point it got shortened to chai tea, but people sort of didn't pick up on the fact that it should perhaps have been masala tea instead. Do you guys feel jaded today? I kind of feel jaded. I'm watching all the talk of Disney Princess and I think I need to renew my how can I say this? I think I need to see if I can renew the sort of hashtags that I get suggested a lot on places like Pinterest and all of that, because I kind of look a lot for watercolor art, and some stylistic stuff that I like, but I end up swarmed in like variants of Disney Princess, you know, modern day Disney Princess, tattooed Disney Princess, and I'm like, I don't care. And then you try to look up for the kind of art that has sort of any kind of way in trends, and that makes me jaded too. Does jaded and tired go hand in hand? Do you know? Feels like it should. But yeah, I'm feeling ranty and jaded today, which is not necessarily something I enjoy a lot, because it's the kind of situation where I like to exaggerate and say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Like, oh, I'm really fed up with all this and that's all the same and that we see everywhere. And it's you know, some big general statements that, of course, are not completely true. But there's kind of a really cathartic feel into expressing that, even if I should perhaps be more nuanced and had a billion of caveats. Sometimes you don't want to make exception for everything, and you just want to go like, this sucks, even if you know that it doesn't really suck. It's just being, you know, jaded, fed up, tired. I don't know if I make sense. Perhaps I don't make sense. Oh, Cyan. That's a really cute idea, Heather. Oh, venting in the journals could be good. But you have to write it down. it's kind of more difficult to be. I am not a very expressive person in general, except when I can sort of go off on a tangent. Is it for real? In brighter news, Caturday is number 6 on Canadian Twitter trends. Yes! Go Canada! Have all the cats. Oh, do I want to mention this? It's kind of a bummer news, so I don't know if I want to mention it. Yeah, kind of made me cry yesterday, but it's sort of relevant. Boop. No, Linus is fine. Linus is living his best life. He's getting his snip next week. Snip, snip, snip. But yeah, I mean, Linus is having a blast. He's got 2 big brothers, and the cat that was a bit unsure about him, now they're super chummy, they're super good friends, and they run after each other, they fight, they do all this really fun cat stuff together. They're like best bros now. No, Linus is really having a good time, which I'm insanely grateful for, because he is the sweet boy. I keep using Linus to try and make my cat feel bad about themselves. It doesn't work because they're cats and they don't really understand human talk, but I'm always like when I see pictures of Linus that my friends send me, and he's like cuddling, I forgot the freaking tail. Bah, let's just pretend that this one is a stub tail. There you go, fixed it. So yeah, Linus like does the cutest stuff ever. So I'm always like going to my cats and I'm like, oh, bye Otto, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend, and yeah, enjoy it. So yeah, I use Linus to make my cats feel bad for being not the same as Linus. Like, Linus likes to snuggle up to his human and sleep on them and be super cute all the time, and my cats, they're like whiny butts. They don't want to sleep on us ever, so I'm always like, why can't you be more like the sweet boy? And they're like, what? We don't speak human, we don't know what you mean. I also call my cats the worst. They're both the worst cats. Oh, no, fighting, play fighting, of course. Yeah, Linus and his cat brother, they are doing really well. The other cat just never batted an eye. It was like, huh, another cat. Oh wait, free food, awesome. That's basically how it went. Oh, I'm getting hot. It's kind of warm in here with 3 lamps. Whew. Sweetie. Yeah, cats don't care if they're the worst. Oh, that's so cute. Heather says that when she lies down, Bruiser gets up when Wary was sleeping and lies next to her, using her arm as a pillow. That's adorable. That's insane. Yeah. Linus is also a snuggler like that. While my cats are not snugglers one bit. Pico likes to do her Pico things elsewhere, and she's an independent kitten. We often sing her jingle of a strong independent kitten. And Scout is not a snuggler, but she really likes her dad. She likes Mr. E a lot. While Linus, when I had him here for the whole duration of the 11, not even 12 hours he was here, he couldn't get enough of us. He was always near us, on us, against us. Like super snuggly. So today I thought I would dig up my Renaissance watercolors, the pans, because they fit a bit better on my desk than my really huge palette from the tube paints. That I really love, but it's huge. It has room for like 72 colors. So it's a humongous palette, and this here, that way, is absolutely a mess, so I don't have room to open the palette there. Have you ever tried changing the way you pet Scout? Not necessarily. How should I possibly try to change that? Ah, Cyan, that's cute. It's annoying if you want to nap, but it's cute. Tsukau says, if my cat would stop trying to scratch where he shouldn't, I'd let him in my room all the time. We even have a scratcher pad, but he likes the no-no zone better. Is there a way you can sort of reproduce the no-no zone elsewhere? Like sometimes if a scratcher pad is on the floor, that's less interesting than something that is higher up. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Of course, I had to put my hand in the camera. But like, instead of scratching on the floor, they like to scratch, to be standing up and stretched when they scratch. I think she really likes her dad because he's warm. I think Scout is a really opportunistic cat. And I mean, she gives me head boings and she will like rub against my ankles just fine, but her dad is a lot more thermogenic than I am. And also Mr. E is much taller, so whenever he's is sitting down on the couch, or he has more oh, you have a better view of the mess. I can show you the mess if you want to see. Mess. But yeah, he has more real estate for the cat to settle down on. Well, I have short stubby legs, which means less warm real estate for cats. Speaking of warm and cats and real estate and all of that, we are doing laundry today, and Scout, that's why I don't have a cat today. It's because Scout was really adamant about sleeping in the laundry. But the thing is that she basically just went to poop before she decided she wanted to sleep in our clean laundry, and we were like, how about no? So we put her towel in the dryer to get it warm, and we hid all the clean clothes under the towel, so all the clothes are safe from the poopy cat, the possibly poopy cat. And the poopy cat has all the warmth she wants. So everybody's happy. Hey, Bears. Hi. Yeah, it's really funny because pets, they pick up about stuff that's going on. Like eventually Scout, she recognizes the noises of the laundry machine. So she knows that there's gonna be some warm, clean clothing somewhere soon. So she knows. The things we do for our cold brown generators. Oh my gosh. You tell me. Nothing wrong with short and stubby. Yeah, nothing wrong perhaps, but it's not warm enough. It's not good enough for my cat. Scout wants, the big legs. She wants a lot of real estate. Alright. Not short and stubby, vertically challenged. Same difference, I would say, but yeah. Oh, there's a great big smudge over here, I think. Yep. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We make a joke around here, and yet we love you. We do a similar thing. It's in French, but it's pretty similar. It would be like we love you anyway. Oh, gross. Oh my gosh, Dan, that's disgusting. Oh, yikes. The thing is that a dog can be much, much, much bigger than a cat. So, if the dog decides to use your bed cover as toilet paper, that's not gonna be cute. That is not gonna be a cute look. I'm not overweight, I'm under height. Yeah! I am so under height. Oh, poor Ruka. How old is Ruka now? Ruka is 1 year and a half now. Is he considered like an adult puppy by now? Well, puppy, an adult dog, or is he still some kind of youngling? Teenage, okay. Teenage boy. Let's go and use black for this. Because I kind of have many... It's almost too intense. The color is almost a bit too strong, too black. It's like, can you bring in some transparency in there or something? Yeah, I remember when you got Ruka as well, and wow, that time has flown by so fast. When he was a tiny little white boy, now he is a bigger, fluffy white and apparently yellow boy. Yeah, he's not that small anymore. Nor cute. He's still cute. Yeah, he's big and handsome. Aww. Aww. Tiny cats, tiny dogs. I remember when we had the cats, and Peko, when she was a teeny tiny kitten, she kind of looked like her head was too heavy for the rest of her body. That was really adorable. What kind of brushes do you want to know about this one in particular, or in general, what kind of brushes? Yep, kittens look strangely top heavy, especially long-haired one. Oh my gosh, yes. This one I'm using right now is a Princeton Glacier brush. It's a synthetic brown brush. it's difficult to recommend brushes because unless I can sort of always recommend the place where to buy it online that I know will always stock it. Local and brick and mortar shops often have a lot of like not the same stock from one place to another. Like I see a lot of people mention brushes that I can't find here. When is the like I have access to other Princeton brushes, but I cannot yet find Princeton Elite here, or what else? Like I haven't seen Grumbacher brushes here in a long time. I like that this one has the... First of all, I really love transparent handles on brushes because... And I love the fact that it has this scraper tool at the back too. Grumbacher. Grumbacher is the kind of brush I haven't seen in stores around here in a long time. Oh, that's awesome, Cyan. He's still a really young boy, Ruka. He has a lot to learn, but I'm glad that he has good instincts. Yeah, I would back up and run away too if a really big white dog I don't know would be barking at me. Like, yep, okay, good, I got it, not worth it. I'm just gonna leave that way. Yeah, I can get some Princeton, like Snap, the white Taclon or golden Taclon ones. That one I can get. Glacier, certain shops have it. Not all of them. A lot of the shops, they like to stock their house brand products a lot, and it's not often professional grade items. So I'm always super bothered when they remove stock from like a professional brand and they put their home brand instead, and I'm like, I don't care, I don't want your cheap products. I know you are definitely making a move towards hobbyist, but dude. I don't know, is Jackson selling Princeton? Oh, that's really creepy, Tsukabu. Tsukabu says, years ago, Mom and I were coming home from errands, and we had a golden retriever. Some guy was following us all the way home with dark tinted windows. When we got home, out came our big golden boy, and the guy just drove away. I agree that big dogs are great. I can't really fathom the appeal of a dog that is smaller than a cat. That's kind of where I draw the line. I can sort of get it for a bunch of things, but what's the point of a really, really, really tiny dog? Hi, squirrel bears. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that it's pointless. I just mean that I personally don't understand the appeal. Like, me personally. So you gotta keep in mind that I am not a dog person, and yeah, I'm used to cats. So when I see super duper teeny tiny dogs, I'm like, okay, what's the selling point of these dogs? Oh, whoa, Ellen. Perhaps you need a nap. I won't be mad if you decide to rest, you know? That's important. She already got the nap. Yeah, sometimes we need a second nap though. I saw someone with a really like small and svelte chihuahua the other day, and I was really I couldn't stop staring at it just because I was like, well, him, I think it was a boy dog, a dude, a male, but I was like, it's so small. It's super tiny, and I'm like, wow, is it like a baby? No, it looks fully grown. Because I figured that, you know, people with possibly larger dogs, it's easier to take walks with them. And smaller dogs, well, they have to walk so fast just to keep up with us. Aww. Well, it's great that you rescued him. That's pretty awesome. He's not pointless, by the way. I want to ask the small dogs, like, okay, so when a human brings you home and gives you a forever home, what's the deal? It could be something just as basic as companionship, and something that will not have the same general behavior as a cat would. You know, a small pet that is not a cat. That's a good answer, but it's just so peculiar. Yeah, and it's not because it's a small dog that it doesn't need training. I can't with people who are like, well, I don't need to train my dog. It's a teeny tiny dog. And you're like, nope. Wrong answer. That's not how you are supposed to be thinking about this. Aw. Poor Golden. I hope they will have their own bed area. Well, they probably will, but somewhere where they can be like, oh wait, I can't get on the couch, but I have discussion just for me. I generally hate chihuahuas. Aw. I'm pretty confident that a chihuahua that has received proper training, it's gotta be a decent dog, just about as any dog would. Like the one I saw outside was really, you know, just not misbehaved, not yappy, not annoying. It was just so tiny. It was like this big, and its torso must have been like this big, and I was like, good grief. And the thing is, but like my cats are fairly small cats, but they're so fluffy that it doesn't really show. Like when we put on their necklaces and we see that their neck is about this big, we're like, oh yeah, That's right. You are teeny tiny, but like the dogs with the really, really short hair, you see everything. Like you see the whole anatomy of the dog. Why would people encourage kittens and puppies to bite? Do you mean through playing the bad way with them, like playing with your hands and having the game be about biting? That's not a good thing to teach pets, cats or dogs. They cannot associate hands with playing or aggression. That's an issue sometimes with cats that have been mistreated. They are fearful of hands because they associate hands to pain. So you have to retrain them completely to associate hands to something good. Oh wow, a Chihuahua who was a service dog. That's pretty cool. It's a tiny pet that is supposed to cuddle. Aw. That's adorable. Tiny independent doggo. What do you mean, Dan? Then they grow up and can't figure out why they can't bite down as hard as they can. That's what they did when they were young. Yeah, they don't... Like, this is so weird to try and reason with people about this stuff. It's like, it's not playing. Like, to you it's playing, but you're putting some sort of human reasoning on the behavior of an animal. Like, if you teach them that biting hands or humans or bodies or whatever is the game, it will forever be the game. You cannot encourage them for it when they're kittens and then chastise them for it when they're older. They don't make the distinction that it was fine when I was young, but now that I'm bigger, it's no longer fine. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, poor Ruka. Yeah, I do the play biting thing with my cats too. Tsukaboo says I only let my cat Rowdy play bite when I have on long sleeve shirts so I can cover my hand and he just gets his aggression out without. Yeah, I do the same. Sometimes like my cats, especially Scout, like we poke at her. We kind of run after trouble. So we poke, and she gets really annoyed, and sometimes she will bite, but it's not super hardcore biting. But yeah, if she has like a lot of pent up aggression, and I put my hand in my sleeve too, and I just like tickle her belly, and she will kick and bite at my hand. But it's not something she will seek on her own, and I don't know. I don't think it's ideal, but it's still fun to do, gotta say. How do you retrain cat? A lot of time, persistence, and patience. If you want to see a bit more about retraining cat, check out Jackson Galaxy's video on YouTube. It will be, or Flatbush Cat. Flatbush Cat have awesome vids. I think there was one recently from Flatbush Cat that was demonstrating this with some kittens they picked up from the street, and they had really associated hands with something bad. So you have to like carefully sort of, a lot of it is gonna happen around feeding time. Like when the cat is eating and calm, you try and petting him gently. You can give them some treats, some like like chicken baby food. You put it on your fingers, and you basically have to reassociate hands with good things for them. bit your neck? What? Yeah, but seriously, check out Flatbush Cat. Their videos are absolutely amazing. They have good filming, good editing, good music, good commentary, and adorable cats. I really, really love them. Okay, where am I? There's a lot of things that we don't realize because we, as humans in general, tend to push our human ways onto the behaviors and reactions of animals. And it's not exactly the same. So it's really interesting to watch these videos where they sort of work with specialists and they sort of fix animals that have developed behaviors that are not right. And you really get to see what's the difference, like why all the attempts they made to fix the behavior didn't work when this new thing worked. And you're like, oh, it's because it doesn't mean the same thing for them. It doesn't, they don't see it. They don't see it with our reason, our brain, and our ways. So it's really interesting to see all this stuff. Catula. One time Scout was really like annoyed and she lashed out and she bit me on the knee and it was so funny. Okay, the neck sounds really bad. Straight for the jugular. What? Was he overstimulated? Like sometimes they get overwhelmed and they just lash out randomly. Yeah, Heather, you're right. Heather says, if they bite rather than pull away, which is the goal of the game, I leave it there and hold it still. I also give an ouch meow. They catch on very quickly that way, usually not more than 2 bites. I don't do the ouch meow because I'm not sure how that is supposed to sound, but I will say ouch, and they've come to associate ouch with something that is reprehensible, like they did something that is not right. Yeah, Ellen, you're right. Ellen says that gets me with humans who say they have a crazy horse. There are no crazy horses, but there are a lot of stupid people. Yep. Oh. Yeah, Bootsy was a tortie, right? Little pain in the butts. Little pains in the butt. Anyway. Scout is a pain in the butt. It's really funny because when she bites a bit too hard and I'm like, ouch, she knows it. She knew it. She gets this look on her face that she's like, ugh, I did the thing. What's gonna be? Am I gonna be yelled at? Am I gonna be like taken down to the floor? Like she knows she did the thing she was not supposed to do. Silly butt. Hey, Tobias, hi. That's pretty cool. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, the thing is, I have 2 cats right now, you guys know that. I have 2 sisters that we got at the same time. They've always been together. But one is a tortie, and she is unrelentless. Like, when they play fight together, the 2 cats, it's almost always the same game. Scout, that's why I was thinking of a vampire, but she will bite Pico in the scruff of the neck, like, and she bites really hard. And Pico will hiss and growl at her, and Scout, she just never lets go. She's like sorry to say, but she's like a pit bull in that sense. Like, she bites down, and when she bites down, she doesn't let go. And it's kind of weird because we see that game, which only looks enjoyable to Scout. Pico doesn't look like she's having that great a time. And we're like, well, how come Scout doesn't get the message? Because Pico looks really displeased with the game. Like, she doesn't look like she's enjoying it one bit. But still, Scout is like, I'm biting down and I'm never letting go. And since she's always biting the neck, that's why we call her the little vampire. Little vampire kitten. Like I said, I'm sort of really tired today, so I don't think I will be finishing this painting today. I think I will finish the live stream now, here and now, and I will come back to this later today or later this week. Because I'm getting hot and tired. So, so yeah, that's gonna be it, I think. I want to say thank you everyone for being here today. It's, like I said, always a super awesome, like, it's the fun part of Saturday to hang out with you guys and chat about random stuff. I want to mention again, if you guys haven't checked it yet, there's a Discord server you can join if you want. That's free, and it's basically a big chat platform where you can sort of keep conversation going during the week. We talk about so many things. Paint stuff, pet stuff, other stuff, all the stuff. It's just a fun way to keep the discussions going and ask for tips and help and share pictures of pets and all of that. So the link is in the description below, and yeah, by all means check it out if you think that could interest you. It's free. All you have to do is create an account and set up the website or the app or whatnot. So yeah, have a great weekend, people. I hope you manage to get the rest you need. Tired of humans. Yeah. The Tired of Humans, which is a group of artists, we've decided. Or it could just be like one artist and then you have a Tired of Artists. That's basically a group of artists. Okay, I'm making myself laugh now. Great, so have a great weekend, enjoy, have fun, hugs, go give hugs to your pets if you have them, and we will see each other next time. Bye bye.